The newest national presidential poll by Fox News finds Hillary Clinton ahead of Donald Trump by 6 points. It is one of 4 recent polls showing Clinton in the lead. The margin ranges from 2 points to 12 points. John Heilemann, managing editor of Bloomberg Politics, is with us. He's also co-host and executive producer of the Circus on Showtime, a division of CBS. Welcome.
Hello, friends.
Hello, friends.
How are we this morning?
There's so much to talk about.
Oh, there is.
Yeah.
Where should we start?
Well, you have so many shows and you're so involved with so many people. We could talk about that. But let's first talk about Hillary Clinton and her husband, the former president, and a meeting with Loretta Lynch, which seems on the face of it simply to be an innocent meeting of 2 politicians saying hello, but.
Yes, just not smart, right? Not a smart thing to do. You know, the case, she's still being investigated by the FBI. The Justice Department has jurisdiction over that case. You know, the former President Clinton, who usually has a really good fingertip feel for politics and for perception,
optics.
Just going and having the conversation, it just does him and his wife no good. So what's the point?
Mm-hmm. They're at the airport at the same time. I say, what's the point of that? Why can't he just go over and say hello?
Yeah, well, because none of us will ever know whether all he did was just go and say hello. And so, you know, I take them at their word that it was all perfectly innocent. But again, your wife is under investigation. She's the nation's top law enforcement officer. There is a Latin phrase that's called ex parte. Ex parte communications, generally to be avoided as a legal matter and also to be avoided, I think, as a political matter.
Let's turn now to the presidential campaign, although this is part of the presidential campaign as well. But Trump, third speech in a week on trade, and the New York Times saying today that his anti-trade statements are at odds with Mr. Trump's long history as a businessman, in which he has heavily been reliant on foreign labor in the name of putting profits rather than America first.
Yes, interestingly, not at odds with his rhetoric. I mean, his campaign has put out a series of statements pointing to his attacks on NAFTA and other free trade deals going back for 30 years. So he's got a rhetorically consistent position. And part of the reason why, to the extent that this is politically effective, the reason it is politically effective is that he genuinely seems to, as a political matter, at least believe these things. This is a consistent argument. He's been making it for a long time. On the other hand, there is the way in which he conducts his business, which has benefited massively from the trend of globalization and foreign labor and all of the things that that a lot of businesses have capitalized on over the course of the last 30 years.
That's what's interesting about it, because he started his campaign that way when he came down the steps here in New York, talking about immigration and trade and China. And then we had the Brexit vote and the whole notion of trade and immigration and globalization. So that's the new uptick.
It is. And, you know, you listen to what he's been saying. He has not only, he kind of presaged the Brexit vote, and now he's capitalizing rhetorically on it. He's adopted a lot of that language. A lot of things he's saying are lifted straight out of the headlines of the Leave campaign in Britain. You know, it's the fascinating thing in this campaign. We have never, none of us at this table have ever seen a Republican candidate who has defied the orthodoxy of free trade in that party. We've never seen a Republican candidate who's been attacked by the Chamber of Commerce in a direct way. At this moment, it's more likely that the Chamber of Commerce will endorse Hillary Clinton. I don't think they will, but it's more likely that they'll be on Hillary Clinton's side than they will be on Donald Trump's side on the basis of his non-doctrinaire economic proposals. That is an amazing fact.
We've never seen a candidate like him on many levels.
That is 100%.
That's what makes it so interesting
100% true.
Thank you, John.
Oh, we're out of time.
Charlie wants to keep going. Let's go.
Well, there is much to discuss.
Let's just keep chatting.
John Heilemann, as always, good to have you here.
Great to
Thank
see
you
you
so much.